We take it to game 2 of the NLCS. Yoshinobu Yamamoto on the bump for LA, and first pitch of the game. Jackson Chourio trying to make a statement. Lead off home run to put the Brewers on the board early. Second inning, Teoscar Hernandez. Well, he responds with one of his own, a solo home run to left, and that's going to tie things up. The Dodgers would tack on another in the second with an Andy Pages RBI double to make it 2-1. So it'll be the same score, top 6. Max Muncy with a home run of his own to make it 3-1. His first homer and first RBI of the postseason, his 14th of his postseason career, and that would be all of the offense Yamamoto would need. He ends this one with a strikeout to Andrew Vaughn, and that's going to do it for LA. They go on to win 5-1, but I think the story of this one, Yamamoto's outing, he goes 9 innings, 3 hits, 1 earned. That leadoff homer in the first pitch to Jackson Chourio. 7 Ks and a walk with a complete game. The first one in 21 years for the Dodgers, the first complete game since Jose Lima back in 2004. The Dodgers now taking a 2-0 lead in the NLCS as this series now shifts its way to LA. And we have a packed house as we are now joined by former Red Sox third baseman Will Middlebrooks, and we are in studio with former first-round pick Brinson and CBS Sports national baseball writer Julian McWiliams as the defending champs now up 2-0 against the best record in baseball in the championship series after a suffocating performance by the Dodgers. And that is fresh off an incredible outing that we got to see in Game 1 with Blake Snell. Then Yoshinobu Yamamoto gets that nod for Game 2. Well, if you recall, Yamamoto did not pitch great against the Phillies, but ended up putting on a masterclass in this game against the Brewers. Is this more of a testament to Snell and Yamamoto's dominance, or were the Brewers just pressing here?
Well, I mean, you can even go back to where you said he didn't pitch well against the Phillies, but you go back to July, he had one of his worst outings, if not his worst outing of his career against this Milwaukee team. He gave up 5 runs. He only got out 2 guys, didn't make it out of the first inning. So this is a little bit of a revenge tour for him here. But I mean, were the Brewers pressing? Sure. We can talk about playoff experience and star power and this and that, which totally matters. But this was all about Yamamoto. I mean, he was just dialed. He was landing his off speed. The fastball, the split, and the cutter were all up 1.5 miles per hour. He rarely threw the same pitch back to back, so he was mixing speeds and shapes, and it just looked like uncomfortable at bats. It was 15 whiffs, and 8 of them were on that splitter. It was just on tonight.
Yeah, I want to dive more into that splitter, Lewis, because we were talking about that while we were watching this game in the green room. Why was it so effective?
Well, he played it off his fastball very, very well today, and it was just you go back to the Philly series, he couldn't land it. He really didn't have a feel for his splitter. He went to his fastball, he went to his curveball, which was dominant tonight as well. But tonight, he was like, you know what? I'm going to take a page out of Blake Snell's book from last night. I'm going to go ahead and feed these guys splitters. I'm going to feed these guys off-speed pitches because the Brewers hammer fastballs. And they knew that coming in. The game plan was to not let these Brewers hammer their fastballs like they have been. And he just utilized that splitter to perfection tonight at the bottom of the zone, tailing it off back into the back foot of the righties. Lefties had no chance down and in. He was locating it away, up, down. It was just like, it was something out of Star Wars. I didn't even know. I definitely didn't want to be a Brewers hitter tonight, and it looked like they just had no answers, man. He was locating it very, very well, kept it on the corners very well, and he just dominated tonight with that pitch.
Had no answers. I don't think Brewers hitters wanted to be Brewers hitters in that outing.
I don't
but
think so.
Julian, if you recall, Brewers crushed the Dodgers in the regular season, and now they won that series, the season series, 6-0 while averaging over 5 runs per game. And outscored them 31-16. What's been the reason for just this big flip that we saw from regular season to postseason?
I think it comes down to pitching, right? I think it comes down to starting pitching. You got what, 7 2/3 from Blake Snell or something like that, and then you get a complete game from Yamamoto. These guys are just locked in, and it's something about, I think, said to be about champions and who have been here before, and how you just all of a sudden with the Dodgers, it always seems like you're here. And then they just take off from the game. They have dogs on their team. They have the DNA. And I think that's the difference here, right? I think it just comes down to talent and also just experience as well.
But on the other side, when we look at trying to find a weakness when it comes to this Dodgers team, we focus in on their bullpen. But we all know that they haven't even had to tap into that. We know Tyler Glasnow is getting the ball for Game 3, but considering just how their starters have pitched in Games 1 and Game 2, Will, how does Milwaukee get an edge? Is there a way they can find a way to capitalize on the Dodgers here in Game 3?
Well, there's one way not to have to worry about if you're the Dodgers and you don't have to worry about the bullpen, you just don't ever give them the ball, right? like tonight. I mean, the Dodgers starting pitchers have an ERA of 1.60 in their 8 postseason games, which they need because the bullpen's pitched to about a 5.6, actually almost a 6 now. It went up a little bit yesterday. But look, this thing, we talked about this a little bit before we came on. You guys asked me, is this over? It is over. I think it's going to be a sweep. You got Glasnow and you got Ohtani.
Yeah.
And you got to go to the West Coast. And Dodger Stadium is not an easy place to play on the road. That place is going to be rocking. It's going to be a really tough place to play. I think this ends in a sweep.
I think so too at this point. I mean, it comes down to you didn't get one of those 2 games at home. And the split is so important, especially if you're facing a team like that, when you're looking down the gauntlet and you just see, like Will mentioned, Glasnow and Shohei Ohtani coming up. That's a big deal. And if you're looking at this Milwaukee team, certainly they hit fastball as well. But this is where I agree with the analytic people in that you need some guys that can slug in that lineup. And that seems to be what's missing as well. There's just one of those guys that can capitalize on one of those mistakes. The problem is Snell and the rest of these guys aren't giving you too many mistakes to hit. So this is just a dominant performance all across the board. I don't think this is indicative of anything Milwaukee is necessarily not doing. I think it's just all about the Dodgers in this sense.
For sure. I think the Dodgers have just found their way this postseason, especially with the pitching staff, and definitely the bullpen is definitely shaking hands with the starting pitching staff, just sitting down there eating chips and sunflower seeds tonight. Didn't really have to do a whole lot, but yeah, I mean, you're going into Dodger Stadium. Dodger Stadium is already the 5th deck. I remember playing in Dodger Stadium. As soon as you walk on that field, that 5th deck just intimidates you. I've never played in the postseason there, but I can imagine these Brewers guys going into Dodger Stadium already down 0-2. You're going to Dodger Stadium. You're playing a team that you feel that they're dominating you. The Brewers feel it at this point, and I think tonight you could see some of the swings, and they kind of got away from who they are. The small ball teams, the guys moving guys over, taking the extra base. I mean, they didn't get a guy past first base tonight besides the Cheerio homer. So, I mean, it's not looking good for the Brewers.
Yeah, you were saying something in the green room. You were saying that this doesn't look like the Brewers team that we have seen all season.
All.
It's like they're not playing like themselves, but you also said this bullpen sitting there eating chips. I think that they owe Yamamoto and Snell maybe a nice steak dinner or something after getting to relax for a little bit. But guys, this Dodgers lineup, I want to pose this one to you because we were talking about this and this stat really stood out to me. The bottom of this lineup, obviously we know it's scrappy, and by the time the game was out of reach, Mookie Betts was the only Dodger without a hit on the night. What does that stat say to you?
Oh, I mean, we talk about how deep the lineup is. Their 5 through 9 hitters were 8 for 18 and drove in 4 of their 5 runs. So all of a sudden, no one's having to talk about, oh, Mookie Betts isn't doing his job, or Ohtani's 2 for his last 25 with 12 strikeouts his last 6 postseason. Nobody's talking about that because other guys are carrying the torch. When you can get length out of your lineup like they are with Max Muncy in the 5-hole, you have all these guys. Pajes down in the 9-hole doing damage and getting jobs done. There's just it's relentless and you can't take a breath. And then all of a sudden you get past that 5 through 9 and, oh, by the way, there's Ohtani and there's Betts and there's Freeman and Teoscar. It's just non-stop. They're coming at you.
I mean, don't let Freddie Freeman and Mookie Betts and Ohtani. I mean, Ohtani had a big hit tonight, but don't let these boys get hot because the bottom of this order, I've said it the beginning sort of September, they have just the bench. They haven't even really needed to utilize their bench. Their lineup is so deep, and Andy Pajes finally being the man that he's been all year and having the good year that he's had this year, going the other way, looked like he finally decided to calm down and, you know what, let me stop taking these big swings and take my hits the other way. But if you got your 6 through 9 producing like this against Freddie Peralta, the Brewers ace, I mean, you know, good luck. Honestly, man, good luck to the Brewers order and the Brewers team going into LA, because these Dodgers haven't even really gotten going yet, in my opinion.
Go back to the inning where they responded with 2 runs, and it just seems like there's these relentless at-bats. No, there are these relentless at-bats. Look at Kike Hernandez, right? It's 2 outs. He comes through, says, the inning's not over. And all of a sudden, Pages gets the hit down the line, makes it 2-1. Those are the type of things that come back to teams, and it's just like, man, they annoy you, right? You're on the mound, you don't know what to do. Then, oh, by the way, they can pop you for a homer like Teoscar Hernandez, Max Muncy. It's just a well-balanced lineup, a versatile lineup. They can do all things, and I think that's what bodes well for this team going to the next series, likely.
I want to know what Kike's eating before the playoff. I want to know what he's doing. He got the secret sauce, the secret juice from Space Jam.
Yeah.
At October 1st, I think he's drinking that, and then it just turns into.
It's Mike's special drink.
Exactly.
Yeah, Michael's special juice.
We might have to do some investigative reporting here on CBS Sports HQ. Figure out what's going on over there with the Dodgers. But like you guys mentioned, relentless and a versatile lineup, and that's got them up 2-0 in the series as this heads back to LA. Fellas, as always, thank you so much for that insight. Good stuff there. Well, as we talk about heading back to LA, take a look at the schedule for the NLCS. Well, Game 3 set for Thursday from LA. We know Tyler Glass now getting the ball. That's first pitch at 6:08 p.m. Eastern. Then following up, Shohei Ohtani. The guys are talking about it. You got Snell. You got Yamamoto. Glass now. Ohtani rounded out Game 4. It's a tall hill to climb for the Brewers, but they'll get a chance and a crack at it. Game 3 Thursday.